Good morning into the world out there that isn't really out there. Good morning to the world in here. Some of me has your ears. Oh, what a peculiar thought. Who are we today? Tone 12. Yellow Seal. Warrior. Lovely. In the Red Serpent Wave Spell. That's the baseline. Red Serpent Wave Spell. Vital Force, Survive, Instinct. Vital Force, Survive, Instinct. The wave pattern. And Tone 12, Cooperate, trying to memorize. Universalize, Cooperate. 3, 2, 1. Going, long gone. Okay, I want to get this right. Dedicate, universalizing cooperation. Dedicate, universalizing cooperation. Tone 12. What I really like is this complex stability. 2 10s, 2 5s, make a 10. 2 1s, make a 2. A 10 and a 2 make a 12. I'm talking not numerology, I'm talking the donation, denotation, notation, what? I mean, it's talking, this way of writing numbers, right? 2 lines and 2 dots, boom. A line is a 5, a dot is a 1. 4 dots make a 4, a 5 is written as a line for anyone not familiar with the system. So we have 12, we have 13 tones in total. And today's tone 12 in the wave spell of the serpent. So we don't have the tone 12 is called cosmic. We don't have the cosmic serpent. We have the cosmic warrior. Warrior, fearlessness, question, intelligence. Intelligence, question, fearlessness. And this warrior is also the occult of the serpent. Oh, check this out. I have no idea what they're reacting to. Maybe they're remembering their wolf brothers and sisters. There are wolves around here, apparently, not far. So maybe they're relating to a wolf pack passing by. I like the idea of that. Blue monkey, imagination, illusion, magic, pure magic. Warrior, fearlessness. And the warrior in the occult, in the unknown, beneath the serpent, always. Beneath the serpent means I'm not wanting to re-uptake the explanation here. There are explanatory videos out there, other people do them to understand the occult and this and this and that. I've watched a lot of them. I'm still kind of like, what is the occult? But then again, it's like the unconscious. I guess, what is the unconscious? The unconscious is unconscious. The minute you know what's in the unconscious, it's no longer unconscious, which is why you can never light up the shadow. I mean, you can light up the dark, but all you do is you light up a space and then it's lit. You cannot light up the dark. I mean, it's a bit of an oxymoron. Of course you can, and you can't, and I like that. So the occult is the unseen, the unknown, and it makes sense that it's unseen and unknown. And if I said grappling with the concept of what exactly is it, then something in me says, yes, exactly. What exactly is it? So on tone 12, we can we come together to cooperate with ourselves. It's the tone that brings it all together. The whole wave comes together. Life, vital force, survive instinct. In this warrior, it is not in every wave the case that the occult expresses the same quality or archetype expresses on tone 12. Absolutely not. But it is the case here. And how would we work that out? How would I work that out? In the occult position under this particular serpent, underneath the wave is of the serpent, the red serpent wave spell that we're in, is the wave spell of the yellow seed, but reversed. It's going backwards. We are moving in time towards its beginning. For me personally, that alone, 20 years of studying the Tolkien, and it hasn't been that long, but I'm just saying 20 years of studying this thing just to arrive at the realization, or to you gotta feel this wave spell moving from tone 13 to tone 1. It's like reversing time. In time, the way we feel it and understand it, at least for me, it's just purely in our heads. And I often speak about that, how it really informs such a lot our relationship with time and what we think it is and how we think we move through it and what we believe it does to us. Time. Change does things to us, but change, we're linking it to time and we're linking it to linear time. I can go back in time and change things backwards. And if I do that, I'm still going forwards, which is why this occult wave spell, it's such a brain fart, such a brain bender. It's like we're going from the back, from the end of it, toward the beginning of it. It's something that we usually think of as time. The progressions from 1 to 13 is usually done 1, followed by 2, followed by 3. But if I take time out of the equation and say 13 followed by 12, followed by 11, I'm not taking time out of the equation, but something is really changing. I can't speak about that any further because I'm reaching the limit of my something. Okay. Something tells me it's really significant. What has this wave spell brought? What has this life force, vital force? I keep saying life force. Is life force and vital force the same thing? Our vital force in our cells, in our life, in our mind, in our world. What is the vital force of the galaxy? We don't need to answer that. It's not a question that needs answering. Survive, instinct, survive. And now we've gone through the lunar world bridger, letting go. I'm not really focused enough. I would like to focus at some point. I'd like to make a video, and I'm going to make one, and it's going to be 100 hours long. Watch what you say, Tatiana. To paralyze. I'm going to parallelize these 4 wave spells. The occult, the analog, the antipod, and the main. And just let those frequencies, as I'm speaking about it, my shoulders are relaxing. Very nice. Letting go, lunar world bridger. I want to highlight the significance of the seed wave spell underneath. the journey back to the seed. All is mind, I quote, all is mind. Now I can move my mind, I can move my thoughts or something in time, any direction I choose. If I'm going fearlessly from the cosmic, today's crystalline. Did I say cosmic again earlier about tone 12? Ugh, I always do that. What would you say, Tatiana? I always think of, it's not that I think of, I just blabber and the wrong word comes out. The crystal. I have some issue with the crystal tone, because that I always think of it as cosmic. The crystal warrior. But under the serpent, it's cosmic. The end of the seed wave spell, it's the cosmic warrior. Tomorrow we have a cosmic tone. Cosmic is endure, presence, transcend. Transcend, presence, endure. Endures first. What endures? And I want to say that I personally don't believe it means like enduring a hardship, endurance in that sense, but enduring something that endures over time. That which endures, which remains, which lasts, which stays. Presence, that cosmic tone, presence in the now. In the now, in everything. Okay, I could like really go on about the now right now. But this fearless warrior at the end of the seed wave spell, the cells in our body, yesterday I spoke about stem cells. The embryonic stem cells develop into a warrior of light. In every case, I'm just going to make a sweeping statement. Every baby born is a light warrior, and then something happens. And if it isn't a light warrior, it is a potential light warrior. And if it isn't a potential light warrior, well, then whatever. And then we take on the patterns of the family, and the rest is up to the journey. And I personally think it's not to judge a life path at all, no matter how light-filled seemingly, whether we're looking at the Mother Teresa type or whether we're looking at the Hitler type, how unlight-filled. We are not fit. I believe most of us are not fit or equipped to judge. According to our level of awareness, it's easy to make a judgment call here, who's the warrior of light and who's not. But in my understanding, very often souls come in here to instigate quite a bit of what we would call trouble, which in turn will lead to a lot of light. But this is treacherous waters. So judge away. We have free will, we're allowed to judge, so let's have a judgment party. Anyway, this warrior of light, I'm just talking about you and me because that's all there is. Or is there anybody else but me? I can't see anybody. Yeah. So where do I stand today in my life force, in this wave spell, in my own red serpent, who is the occult today on tone 2? Elaborate on this, I won't. Right now, just this relationship of this yellow seed wave spell moving backwards in time, what appears to be backwards in time, to my own seed stage. Yesterday I spoke about these stem cells. So we can reverse engineer, I like that word, or that concept, ourselves from the yellow warrior, from who we are today. Even if we're not yellow warrior, then we are maybe very fearful. We can, in a shadow, whatever, we can still reverse engineer back to the seed and give it a different information. Before the seed is the cosmic night. We can go back as far as we want. So the next wave spell is the white mirror, day after tomorrow. It has the magnetic mirror, and in its occult, the cosmic night. And then the crystal just going backwards and forwards at the same time. Crystal, wind, and then the day after is the spectral dragon. And in its occult is the electric sun. For me, if I only ever need to go back as far as finding where's the sun. Reverse engineer as far back as the sun. If you want to, actually, I think maybe that's something to that, because the seed in the sun wave spell is tone 5, so it's command radiant center. That's when from the sun, consciousness, life, vital life itself, enlighten our conscious self. Who do we want to be? And we're talking our conscious self because that's what we're expressing. That's really what we're working with. If I want to, if the seed is what expresses our consciousness, that's what informs the seed. And by the time we're in seed state, we already we're past superposition. We're past, we have the what is it called? What is it? The stem cell. I'm not saying, I'm just playing around with concepts here. Let me just make sure we understand this. Let it resonate and see if it makes sense. I might do this for a very long time and then realize none of it made sense. But I'm doing it out loud because I enjoy it. So now if I'm thinking that by the time it's a seed, the cells are forming, that means their stem cell superposition has been decided. This is who you're going to be. You become the first cells of the liver. One day it's going to be liver, one day you're going to be heart, one day you're going to be blood, blah, blah. The superposition would be probably in the night, blue night state. Either way, informed, if we want to have, if we want, we just gotta keep on going back and circle around, and we gotta circle forward and meet ourselves and cross over. You know what I mean? Like, because the sun, I'm just thinking, okay, wait. If we go back, we're meeting the planetary sun in the occult. I'm only going back in the occult. The planetary sun underneath the self-existing dragon in the wave spell of the mirror, which we're going to. I'm reverse engineering. I'm going backwards, but I'm moving forwards in time. You see, this is so, I think this is amazing. To me, this is totally amazing. Like, wait. So, sun, consciousness, enlighten. Like but there was always something before, but this is the occult. So this sun will inform the self-existing dragon. Now, who is the dragon? Why should I want to go back this far? And remember, we're coming from an arbitrary starting point of our vital force. The way our bodies are working, the way, let's keep it there. The body is slow-moving mind. It is spirit expressed. It is God in motion and touchable, talkable, and all of that. Not the entirety of God in one body, probably, but in part, and whatever, however you want to think about it. But I think we can all agree, whatever we don't need to agree on is okay, but I think we can all agree that if the body is impaired or diseased or ill or uneasy or not working well, including if it's a depression, which we tend to not link to the body, if we're not well, then that's kind of like the first, that's like really, that kind of can, that's like really important. So let's go vital force. And we're reverse engineering. I'm doing it on the level of cells, and it's just a fractal. We can do it on the level of mind or anything. Ultimately, everything is consciousness. Matter is something made visible, consciousness, I guess. So it's, I don't know. Oh God, Tatiana, you're talking out of your arse. Wait, stop judging. Just keep on going. Keep going backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. With the occult, we're going forward, mirror. You see, you have to see the circle of these 20 seals, right? From the serpent, we've gone through the wave all the way around to today, warrior, tomorrow, earth, tone 13. And then mirror, tone 1, storm 2, sun 3, dragon 4. The occult moves backwards. So we've gone from the serpent, the occult is the warrior, sits on the other side, and the whole thing goes backwards, clockwise, whereas the regular wave spells go counterclockwise around. So we're starting at the end of the seed wave spell, and we're moving counterclockwise, and we're ending tomorrow exactly underneath with the magnetic seed, the beginning of the seed wave spell, underneath the very end of the serpent wave spell. And that happens in every wave. And the next wave is the mirror. In the straight way, we're going round, back counterclockwise. Back, I say back, but counterclockwise, round, forward in time. But the occult goes backward in time. So now, if we're living, a curious case of Benjamin Button. And then how we're reverse engineering now. This life force in the occult, the unseen. The unseen is the occult, the reverse time. And if my now is always past and future meeting, even if I think linear, there's a line to the back of my past and there's a line forward. There are countless lines forward for sure. But let's just keep with one. And then this me right now is the center point. If I take time out of the equation, and then you have the symbol for the sun, the circle with a dot inside. The circle and the dot, as I in the expressed consciousness, is the dot, and the potentials is the circle, and then the other way around works as well. But you can only see one, not both at the same time. But through the Tzolk'in, there can be this awareness, because when we're doing the seed wave spell, the serpent wave spell runs occult underneath in reverse. And to really grasp that, so now I want to still take us a little bit further back in this reverse engineering thingy. So the seed, the magnetic seed, when the cell has decided or has been given its information, this is who you're going to become. Because the stem cells are still in superposition. They don't know who they're going to become. They can become anything. Something has to give them this information. It's kind of like homeopathy. The diluting. And I heard a very interesting thing in this from this Berghausen, Rasmus Berghausen, the waterman. I put a link up from him in the description box on the video a couple of days ago of the red moon. I don't know if he says it in that video, but he says it in a German presentation of his that I saw, that he spoke about the quintessence, this tone 5, and he speaks about music and tones and water, and it's just fascinating. So, and water crystals forming and not and what and what. And he says the diluting process of homeopathic remedies, he says it matters how many times you dilute it, and this factor of 5 or 50 or something is like the most potent. I can't repeat it directly, but the 5 or the quint is really important. So tone 5, each tone has its own significance. Tone 5, command, radiant, empower. Empower, command, radiance. Empower, what does that mean? You know, you empower, I could say I empower the cell with the information of who it's going to become. I empower the quantum position with its collapsed wave function, whatever this is, what it then becomes an expression. And the expressed version cannot know at all, like cannot experience its own unexpressed version. It can't experience its own occult. Like, but if you reverse engineer, and I spoke about it yesterday, apparently they can take human cells or any, I don't know, only human cells, but in the case of humans, they take our cells and then they have some process where they return our cells into their stem cell, and then it can become any other cell, and then they treat the body with the stem cell still has my core DNA. It's just brilliant. So if we do this through consciousness, we go back to the sun, which the sun and the seed are 5 tones apart from each other. In the regular straightforward wave spell, the seed is tone 5 in the sun wave spell. In the occult wave spell of the sun, the warrior is tone 5. In the wave spell, in the straightforward wave spell of the seed, the sun isn't in it at all. We're going star. In the analog wave spell, the sun is 5. Analog, and the analog is most like itself. So that's the analog, most like itself to the eagle. Oh, let me not go there, that's too far. I just wanted to say that if we reverse, in this particular case, we're going back, okay, magnetic mirror, occult, crystal, night, cosmic night. Then next tone, occult, crystal, wind, spectral sun beneath the not self-existing, did I say that wrong earlier? Electric dragon. And then we have the planetary dragon underneath the self-existing sun. And this is a very powerful combination, because planetary is manifestation of birth, being, nurturing is planetary in the occult. That means if we're taking ourselves back into the self-existing consciousness of the sun, and we're in this superposition of planetary, I don't know, I'm talking out of hours, but I just somehow this makes sense. Is anybody following? Like, this is amazing. I think this is amazing. And then we have solar. And then we have in the wave spell of the wind, the tone 5 is in the wave spell of this, Spiegel, German brain switch off, mirror. We have the wind on tone 5, and in the occult, and my brain is really going in these two directions at the same time. I don't play piano, or I don't play the drums, but imagine when you play the drums or you play an instrument that requires you to coordinate either 10 fingers all independently, or like 4 hands and play each a different rhythm or whatever. It's amazing. It does something to the brain. Now I'm doing this somehow mentally with these two moving in these opposite directions, and it's somehow, I mean, I'm opening my body to the process and letting it reverberate through my cellular structure. This solar, the wind on 5 in the mirror wave spell, quint 5 overtone, and this is where this Erasmus Berghausen speaks so much about music and water and the effects that music and the quint, the 5th, the overtones of the 5th the kind of crystals on water that makes. And then if we remember we are water. Red moon stands for water, universal water, flow, and it stands for remembrance. Remember water. That's tone 5 in the serpent waves. Well, it all lines up perfectly. And then underneath this quintessential wind, we have in the occult wave spell of the whatever we started on the cosmic night, then it's blue storm, a solar storm, the solar storm, and the storm has the analog of the sun, so which means the analog wave spell of the mirror takes us to this. Does it? Wait. No. Wait. No. Oh, now I'm diving a little too deep. The analog sun to this storm comes out of the storm wave spell. And we're not in the storm wave spell, so that's fine. But we have the solar storm, who again has the antipode is the moon. The moon in the mirror wave spell is tone 12, crystalline. Flow. Crystal water crystals. In the mirror wave spell, we're not there today. I don't know why I'm going there, but I'm just like loving it. If we're talking water crystals, that's living water, right? Versus dead water. And this water is on the crystal tone in the wave spell of the mirror. In which wave spells is the water crystal? It's crystal as the antipode, which is the wave spell, which would be the crystal storm, which would be the wave spell of cosmic sun, of the star. It doesn't matter because the message is always the same, crystal water. So, and I don't have to fetch so far. But the truth, this reflection of truth, this crystal water reflects truth. Dead water doesn't reflect an untruth. It's also truth, but there's truth versus untruth, and then like there is good versus not good, and then there is the kind of good that has no opposite. There's a kind of a truth, I guess universal truth, that has no opposite. Like God has no really an opposite. Existence doesn't really have an opposite, except something in theory. Non-existence can by definition not exist. But in some sort of theoretical realm, it can exist. So if I exist, I cannot not exist. It's not possible, except in theory. And that's where what I spoke about yesterday, when we push our life force, or when I go into resistance and it stops, it can't go anywhere. It's like there's no existence, it can't go anywhere. It's like if you have an icon on your phone for an app, but there's no app there, it's just an icon. You click on it, it goes nowhere, nothing happens, there's nothing there. And when we, kinetic force, life force is a flow. It has to flow. It's not stagnant or static. It's life is motion. Life is change and motion. Motion, time, motion and time. Without time, there's no motion. Is there? Anyway, no time would be something like a freeze. If you freeze this moment, and it's not even possible to do. You can't freeze, you can't. In the quantum field, time is a different thing. It's not that time doesn't exist, it's just no longer purely linear. Linear time is a measure of perception, and we can change it, and then we can reverse engineer. So we're training our consciousness, yellow sun, to inform the stem cells, or maybe we consciously or unconsciously rebuild our body, as we do it all the time anyway. So how do we go to living these long lives, or staying alive simply as long as we choose consciously? Maybe we don't need to. Maybe it's cool to say, you know what, I'm up for the surprise. Every day I'm here is cool, and it's a surprise. Do I wake up tomorrow morning or not? It's a gamble. It's cool. It's funky. It's just really fun. It's like you just don't know where you're going to wake up tomorrow. Maybe wake up in a whole different reality, and maybe you never notice. It's just the people in this reality wake up around you like, oh my God, he or she is dead. Oh gosh. Anyway, but how do I function in this, and how do I affect yellow human? How much choice do I have? So yellow human is on 5 in the wave spell of the star, and in the occult of the occult, no, in the analog of the warrior. So all these, where's the yellow seals? So just to understand the yellow seals, but they're blossoming. But the sun, consciousness, I mean, and the yellow sun wave spell, we've gone through it. It's the 4th wave spell, self-existing. It's not called that, but I don't know what the 14th wave spell would be called, because we don't have a name for the 14th tone, as there isn't like a 14th tone. After 13 comes 1. It's a closed loop. But I mean, that would be, I spoke about yesterday, like if we go back to, if we can regrow our teeth, we can use our consciousness, yellow sun, and say, we reverse engineer just a few of our cells. You be stem cells, you be tooth. Be new tooth. What would it require? What else does it require that we can do that? It seems to me, by all intents and purposes, to be something that would be very, very useful for a human to be able to do, like regrowing limbs, regrowing organs, and then to not even need to do that because we just never have organ failure. Why would you have organ failure? What sense does that make? Why would we lose teeth? Why would our teeth rot and fall out? Why, for me, a human in 1,000 years, humanity doesn't need to lose teeth. What for? What's the purpose? What's the good in it? No, man. You grow beautiful teeth. They're perfectly aligned. Or maybe like a little bit character, but not too much. And then, I mean, can we assume that we are who we are because that's who we want to be? What are we expressing in our bodies? What is every person expressing? What is that? Who or what informs the stem cell? You form this, you form that, you form that. And then it becomes this human, and then it becomes this character, and then it becomes this expression of the genetic hodgepodge of genetic ancestry. There's the mystery. Do we have to solve it? You see, some people say, you gotta keep some mystery. I believe that every mystery we break through and sort of find an explanation for, real or not, or imagined or what, it opens up more doors to more mysteries. The mystery never ends. It's just never ending. Unless you're like only in 3D, then it's maybe like, yeah, but even there, the anomalies always show up. Dream time. And why am I doing this? Why is nobody listening to this? Because one of the reasons could be to encourage more, like we are dreamers. And how do we dream for each other? The kinds of dreams that'll be like so beneficial to each of us. And it's not like for example, if I could make a wish for humanity and I say, okay, I wish that we can influence our own blah blah cells, stem cells, and regrow our teeth and influence our bodies to through our mind to be exactly the shape and functioning that we want. I would have to say that that is like in a store, it's an option. It's a free option. You can choose it. It's like you can go into the quantum field, choose your upgrades, choose them. You don't have to have them, but they're options. So if you want to choose it, you can choose it. If you want to unchoose it, you can unchoose it. How conscious can we be? How much can we, and what will we be? And like, I'm trying to find out, like, why wouldn't that be a good idea? It would be a good idea. I think it would be a good idea. All right, so this has been the wave spell of the red serpent. I have gone over all of that. Today we are in this warrior and the occult here being the serpent. So very nice on tone 12, complex stability, to really, really, really highlight this relationship between fear, our cellular structure, our physiological expression, our nervous system, and who's guiding us today. I would love it to be the sun. It's the star. It's the star. It's the star. Who else do we have? The serpent, the world bridger, and the blue knight. So the dream of the blue knight, the dream time, the abundance of the superposition, the stem cell state of the cells. There's like they have access to the abundance of everything. They can become anything and everything. And we can find out, how do we make those choices? And the way we find out is by studying ourselves, because we are making those choices. We are this. We are doing it all of the time. And if we come up with results that are less than desirable, we might want to find out, what are we doing that lets the outcome be X. And one of the ways to find out is, okay, if I understand I am my ancestral expression as well, how do I communicate with that? There are many ways you can communicate with the ancestors. You can move through the occult wave spell backwards in time until you meet your ancestors and change the genetic code, or say, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your pain. Yesterday I learned about my father's mother's mother, my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother, who was born in 1897 or 93 or something, seems like centuries ago, it's not that long ago, she broke her femur, her thigh bone, and they put a clasp around it back then, some sort of, and she should have moved through the pain of that healing process and afterwards, and she didn't. She was not willing or didn't know how to face the pain. She ended up lying in bed for more than 10 years in a room barely bigger than the bed itself, in a time, no TV, no radio, no entertainment. Like, she was just lying in that bed for years until she passed. And my great aunt, who we laid to rest last week, no, this week, Monday. Today is Saturday. She nursed her through all those years. So occasionally we have in our ancestry one person chained to a bed, chained to their own inability or tied by their own inability to face a pain, which when you are no longer, at a certain age, like certain pain, a child is easy, break a leg, rest for a couple of days or weeks, whatever happens, but the life force, the will to move and the pain of it is overcome, at a certain age you're set in your ways maybe, and then it's harder. So she was chained by her unwillingness or inability to move. She chained herself to the bed, and my great aunt was chained to her, having to nurse her, and she did so uncomplainingly. But whatever resentments or whatever unresolved notes can reverberate through our ancestral stories, they can show up generations later. And I'm thinking we don't have much of it, but it's very, very good to keep stories of your ancestors, to pass them on through the generations. Who were they? And what were their life stories? And what were their characters? Keep them alive for the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren and the great-great-grandchildren by name, so that the whole network is kind of sort of known, because you will then find a child who starts to display issues, character traits, whatever, of one of the ancestors, even someone you didn't know yourself, but you know of, and then it's like, hey, you behaving like X, and then okay, that's where the healing or the reconciliation or just sometimes it's just acknowledgement needs to happen. In the West, we have almost no concept of that sort of thing. And yet, White Mirror, if it's true, if it's real, and I believe it is, I can see the effects of it being real. If it's true, it will, what's true works. What's true manifests. What's true really shows consequence. And when we simply try to symptom treat, okay, what time is it? Yeah. All right. So we have this. There are, I want to say this also, there are ways and means for us if we don't have access to the information, we don't have access to anything, and everything can be done through ourselves. Everything can be done by ourselves, through ourselves. What's required? Pure intent. And then it may not be, then the message, the healer, the healing, it may come just purely through ourselves. It may come through something from the seeming outside, but it gets brought into our life. And the attractive force, the magnetism of ourselves will bring to ourselves whatever we are in magnetic resonance with. And to just really, the magnetic seed tomorrow in the occult, in 2 wave spells. We're going through the wave spell of the mirror, and then we're going through the wave spell of the dog, and then we're going through the wave spell with the dog, the night between the end of the mirror and the beginning of the dog wave spell is the dead center of the spin. It's 130 days in and 130 days out. And the wave spells that, starting with the magnetic dog, are then all the occult wave spells that we've already been through in their forward motion. And all the wave spells we've already been through till then are coming up in the occult. So the magnetic pull, the in and out breath, it's a pulse. It's a dun 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 dun. The universe is, there's no need for eternity. There's no need for a space that never ends. But the mind can't conceive of either endlessness nor endlessness, because every endedness has something. What's on the other side of that end? What comes then? Both in terms of time and space. And if you continue that ad infinitum, like you're reaching nowhere. Eternity or infinity actually makes no sense at all. It cannot actually be. So everything has to ultimately be cyclical in some form. But experience itself can be eternal because every moment can be completely new. Completely new. But that would be the inverse of time. That is the inverse of time. It's kind of like black holing it. But at least that's what my mind says. So where am I going? Healing, reverse engineering, blue night. Yes, we're getting there. And it come out of ourselves. We can heal. We can reverse engineer our own lives. We can take ourselves back to some beginning, at least mentally. But it's not just mentally. If we can do it mentally, we can do it frequentially. We can shape shift. But we ourselves, whoever we are, have put in certain measures in place so that you don't just accidentally turn into a dog. I mean, you can live in a reality where people shapeshift left, right, and center into anything they want. Those realities surely exist. They have to exist because they are theoretically possible. But in that reality, you would function so differently. You would still recognize a person by their signature, or then you would, by their energetic signature, whether they show up as a bird or a dog or a tree or a whatever. You'd still know who it is. Or you have yet another reality where you don't. And then you would function in that reality. And as a child, I can totally dream myself into what would that be like. And then I have an adult in me that says, don't waste your time dreaming that kind of thing. Get something done here in the real world. And now since I've been, I'm like, for me, it's like the ability to use my imagination. It's muscle training. It's as important as moving my body, moving the imagination. It's as important as training logical thinking. But I genuinely believe training imagination, blue monkey, magic illusion. This illusion isn't only like, oh, you're living in an illusion, you're believing something is real that isn't, but it's also creating imaginary worlds. Playing mentally or physically in imaginary worlds. Playing is so important. Even animals play. The wind plays all the time. Making music. Being in the Western world, we're very focused, and we're coming out of that, thank God, on industriousness. Oh, I'm German. I don't know, we may be equal by the, I'm always thinking like, who else on this planet is this, and like we're not like this, the Japanese maybe, like everything's focused on like your output, be industrious, emotions, feeling, dreaming, daydreaming, lazing about is not part of the, sloth as part of the 7 deadly sins, yeah. But we're not talking about sloth. We're talking about something that is completely lost in translation as far as I'm concerned, which is dreaming, imagining, fantasizing. And one of the reasons maybe we also have these short lives, we're just working all the time. And even when we're not working, I don't mean job work, 9 to 5ing it or something, but there's always like, I don't know, so, rain. This beautiful balance to be had. The red serpent. We're about to leave this wave spell. For me, it's been a really beautiful wave spell. Fearlessly doing nothing. For if you are 20 years or younger, you'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you are 50 years or older, you'll be like, I think if you're somewhere in between, I have no idea. But it also depends which culture you come from. But if you're kind of sort of northern hemisphere, you might like really relate. This getting this balance is right. Recalibrating, and the whole of humanity in a way is recalibrating. We're recalibrating, and we have to. We absolutely have to. I mean, isn't that even optional? It's just happening. We don't, can resist. If you want to, then maybe it takes more time. Maybe it becomes more painful. But we got this, and we're doing it. And we're world bridging, which means the world bridger on this warrior, which is the next in line to the serpent, and then that's the antipode in the wave spell of the eagle. And the eagle has it also in the occult. It's the world bridger. It's also the occult strength of the eagle. I'm not going into the analysis of this. It's just like really. Yesterday I spoke about these 6 seals: seed, serpent, world bridger on the left, and wizard, eagle, warrior on the right, and their resonance with each other. And here we are, and the serpent is attached to the wizard, is attached in the analog, is attached to the eagle in the occult, and attached to the warrior, in the eagle in the antipode, and the warrior in the occult. So it does its way around here. And the cosmic earth tomorrow is not it's not guided by the serpent. In some other wave spells, we have 4 serpents in a row here, because I think it doesn't matter, because then the guidekin can be the serpent. So, but these 3 are always here, and on the other side it's always the eagle, attached to the seed, attached to the serpent, and attached to the world bridger. So this mind and body, vision, this, and the fearlessness and the letting go and the opportunities and the timelessness of the wizard, the receptivity and the focus of the seed, these 6 are like paramount to the body. And then some. Of course, all of them are like, then there's the synchronicities of the earth, and then there's the auto-generation of the storm, which our cells are auto-generating. So there's no way not to, that's like totally important. And the moon on the other side of the storm, flow, universal water, and then universal fire in the sun, and the love of the dog, the open heart. Without it, there's no flow, no love, no life. Certain death. Just a question of time, and so it goes round and around and around. And we can synchronize more and more and more with each other, with this Tzolk'in, with this system beyond duality into the unification. But the duality is just double unity. And let's not go there. It's just all so beautiful. And anyway, we are now leaving. We're still in the yellow sun. In the red serpent, but crystalline. So today, this warrior gathers everything this wave spell has brought us and delivers it. We are today delivering all of our insights, all of our love, all of our life force, and we're sharing it with the collective, inwardly and or outwardly. Whatever, there is no out there, but then there can be no in there. White mirror. The out there is a reflection of the in there. As above, so below. As within, so without. As here, so there. So We'll explore that as from 2 days from now. Tomorrow we have the red earth. And tomorrow we get to do nothing at all. Today we get to share, celebrate, come together, share fearlessly, courageously, or just being opportunities. And everything we're sharing today as a warrior, it's creating opportunities for one another. Increased or choices maybe, or helping each other how to make a choice, how to align with ourselves, with our life force, with our truth. Who's guiding us today? The seed, the star, harmony, beauty, art, elegance. And the elegance, I mean, you just need to look into nature to see the elegance of everything, the alignment of everything. And it wouldn't be known if we didn't have out of alignment situations and states. So, but in ultimate terms, we are what are we? I don't have a word. Well, today we're crystal warriors. And the thing I always want to mention with a warrior is question. It really helped me a lot to realize that the part of me that questions does not have to be, or the moment in which I question something does not have to be the part of me or the moment that also delivers the answer. Occasionally it feels as if it is like that, and then I build up a lot of pressure. It's much easier for me sometimes to just give out the question, I wonder how this works, or I wonder if this could be different, or whatever the question may be, and then just let it go and forget about it, or give it some time, and then let the answer pop in or be brought by a song on the radio or whatever. I mean, the blue night attached to this warrior, the abundance in the analog, the abundance of life, whatever we need, life can bring it, and would, as Abraham Hicks tells us, ask and it is given. Punkt, period, full stop. Just to register that. We often but no, I've asked for it and I still don't have it. I've been wanting a lover and there's still no lover. I've been wanting to, but this and there isn't that. I want abundance and there isn't that. I want this and there isn't that. And there's a reason why there isn't that. And to be loving with ourselves, never mind, here I go into preach mode. I don't want to preach. We all have our reasons to experience whatever, not getting what it is we want. And until we realize what are we getting that we want, that is the opposite of what we believe we want, and we getting what we believe we don't want, but we're still getting it, we haven't understood something. Or haven't heard a part of ourselves that has tripped us up, made us stumble, put us to bed, and said, finally I'm getting the rest I need. But that part in our daily running on life, we cannot hear sometimes. It's like, no, gotta keep going, or want to keep going, and ignoring the rest we need, out of balance. Eventually the body says, check. And then guilt comes in like, oh my God, I can't sit here and do nothing. And who is that guilty voice? And so on, and so on, and so on. It's an ongoing journey of discovery, and I find that quite exciting. Gives me enough reason to hang around. Okay, I'm going to play us the tune, but first I want to read the quotes. Okay, just the warrior quote first. What's it say? I choose harmonious thoughts and cooperate by communicating the best of me. I cooperate by communicating the best of me. The best of me is already a judgment. What's not the best of me? Okay, it's a great quote. Another quote: the law of physical manifestation is a micro principle of the conscious stage of the self-evolution of the universe as a work of art. Okay, I'm going to read that again. The law of physical manifestation is a micro-principle of the conscious stage of the self-evolution of the universe as a work of art. Yeah, I get it. Beautiful. Way number 37. I don't know how many days these ways are around. Is that always a week? Heptad 37. A heptad is like a week, I think. Precept 37. Okay, this thing is art stabilizes meditation. Art stabilizes meditation. The quote: the degree to which we are immersed in our ego is the degree to which we are creating and repeating noospheric cliches. The degree to which we are open to spirit and non-egoic forms of life and communication, to that degree we are potentiating ourselves as noospheric mediums. Gorgeous. I love it. I'm going to repeat that. The degree to which we are immersed in our ego is the degree to which we are creating and repeating noospheric cliches. The degree to which we are open to spirit and non-egoic forms of life and communication, to that degree we are potentiating ourselves as noospheric mediums. Noospheric mediums, yes. Dali is the chakra number, where are we? Dali is the crown chakra. Today we're starting a new moon today. Planetary dog moon is the 10th moon of the year. Planetary. A moon is a 7-week period along the moon calendar. There are 13 moons in a year, in a solar year, and then one day out of time, and a new year starts on the 26th of July. So every day of this week, every day is dedicated to a chakra. Always the same day, the same chakra. Today's Saturday. Every Saturday is dedicated to the crown chakra. Dali is called, and Dali opens the first gate of the heptad of primordial force. A heptad must be a week then. 108 pre-consciousness, primordial force. Dali opens the first gate of the heptad of primordial force. Wait a minute, if I go here, what does it say? Next week, Saturday, where is it? Dali opens the first gate of the heptad. Same thing, okay? If I go here, it should say, quote, Seli, which is the root chakra. Every Sunday is dedicated to the root chakra. And then Seli, the root chakra, opens the second gate of the heptad. Second gate is of the week, I guess, of the avatar. Interesting. Oh, gotta explore. Okay, the tune. Where are you? Here it comes. Interesting. Our equivalent kin today is the spectral dragon. All right, my dears. Crystal warrior we are. I wish us a beautiful day. in the light of our own consciousness. Oh God, no, what's that? What is that? God, that sounds super pretentious. Is that my own judgment speaking? I just wish us a beautiful day. Gosh, I just wish us a beautiful day. Anybody out there celebrating Easter or Ostara, goddess Ostara? May you have a very sensuous Easter. I mean, it is really nice to end this wave spell of the red serpent on Easter with Ostara. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. Enjoy your sensuality or sexuality by yourself or with your companions, whoever they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, many. All the archetypes. Enjoy the sensuality of eating your food with delicious enjoyment of whatever it is you're tasting. Enjoy the air that you're breathing. Enjoy whatever your hands are touching. Enjoy the clothes on your body. Enjoy the air in your wind, the air in your wind, the wind in your hair. Enjoy your hair in the wind. What else is there? Enjoy nature. Enjoy whatever your eyes are looking at. Just enjoy having and being a body. Enjoy yourselves. Say hello to all of yourselves. Like they are all little warriors of light, bringing, yes, some consciousness, some light to you. Say hello to your stem cells and thank you for repairing this body and keeping it going so beautifully. And if it's not all as beautiful and as harmonious as you'd like it to be, then maybe greetings to our stem cells to say thank you for the repair. I am cooperating. I am pleased to learn and listen and to love you more, to love myself more, to love myself better, to love you guys more, to love us, to be loved by you, to be loved by God, to be worthy, to be beautiful, and to be flexible and strong and whatever it is I desire. It's okay. Oh, gotta go. Oh.